everyone, Ben Gibson here today to talk to you about how to identify the root causes of stress in your life. And what a better place to talk about how to avoid stress and how to deal with it than beautiful Colorado. Now, my goal is to help you succeed, to empower you to succeed in law school and beyond. And there is no way that you can fulfill your full potential and achieve all the success that you were made to achieve if you're constantly dealing with stress. Now, as someone who has been through law school, who has taken the bar exam, and who is now a practicing attorney, I can guarantee you that stress doesn't go away once you get out of law school. And many times it actually increases. So the important thing is, in order to deal with your stress, is to understand what is the root cause of it. Now, if you ask a lot of law students, what is it about law school that stresses you out? You're going to hear things like the overwhelming workload, the fact that you have one exam at the end of the semester that determines your entire grade, the Socratic method, the mountains of student loan debt. Now, if you notice, these things that you hear are all things that are not within your control, and that can be very depressing. And so many times law students think it's just inevitable that they're going to be stressed out and anxious and many times depressed. But what if these things, the root cause of your stress, was something that was actually within your control? What if there was stuff and steps you could take right now that would actually help you to get over this stress? Today I want to teach you about what I call the 3 Ps. And these are the 3 Ps that keep you from living at your full potential. You need to watch out for these when you're feeling stressed out. The first P is your priorities. Now, we all have needs, and it's important that you are addressing all these needs. Many times you think that you can put off the needs and continue to work hard, but eventually what that is going to lead to is you feeling overwhelmed and burnt out. The first need you need to address is your physical needs. Are you sleeping enough? Are you exercising enough? Are you eating right? Are you taking care of yourself so that you can perform at your full potential? The second need that you need to address is your mental needs. What is the dialogue, the internal dialogue happening inside of your head? Is it one that is telling you that you can't do it, that you don't have what it takes? If that is what is going on in your head, if your thought life is negative and not positive, that's going to lead to a lot of stress. The third need that you need to address is your social needs. We were all made for community, and it's very important that you do not give up the support systems you have in place, such as your family and your friends. We weren't made to be isolated. Many times that's what happens during an exam period. We isolate ourselves, and that can lead to more stress if we're not taking care of our social needs. Lastly, your spiritual needs. We all have to do things that fill us up, that make us feel better from inside, whether it's going to church, whether it's meditating, whether it's praying, keeping a gratitude journal, whatever you do to meet your spiritual needs, make sure you do not neglect that, because that can lead to more stress. So the first P is priorities. The second P is purpose. Now, many of you might be saying, well, I don't even know what my purpose is. Well, if you don't know what your purpose is, that can lead to stress in itself. One of the best ways that I figured out how to discover your purpose is you have to look at where does your passion intersect with your talents and abilities. Now, what I mean by that is your passion. What makes you excited? What makes you motivated? What gets you out of bed in the morning? And then your talents and abilities, what are you naturally good at? What do people say? Hey, you're great at this. You need to find the area where those two intersect, and that's where you're going to find your purpose. Now, you might say, well, listen, but I came to law school. I had a purpose. It was my goal to come to law school and to get out and then go work for a nonprofit or work for legal aid. Or maybe you wanted to come in and get great grades and then go on to work for a top law firm in a specific area of law. And for whatever reason, those haven't panned out. And so you feel like, well, now my purpose for being here is gone. That might be true in the short run, but it's never true in the long run. And it's very important to your future happiness with your career that you don't lose sight of what your purpose is and that you continue to take steps towards your goal. Now, the last P, we got priorities, we've got purpose, and the last P is you as a person. Where do you get your value? Where do you find your worth as a person? Is your value as a person tied to your performance in law school? Or is your value rooted into something of just who you are as a human being? If you're tying your value to your performance in law school, then imagine how much stress and pressure you are putting on yourself when you sit down to take a final exam. You're not being tested on all of the material that you've learned over the past semester. You're actually sitting down to take an examination on your own self-worth. Imagine how stressful that is. The other thing is, a lot of times what we do is we think that our performance in law school is going to determine our future happiness. We think that, well, if I just get good grades, get on a law review, get the great summer associate spot, get a great job at a top law firm, then what's going to happen is I'm going to eventually be happy. And that couldn't be further from the truth. So it's important that you understand who you are as a person and are not tying that to your performance in law school. So those are the 3 P's. Number 1, your priorities. Number 2, your purpose. And number 3, your person. Make sure you look at these next time you're feeling stressed out.